Hello, all. This is Ezra Suber. Welcome to the 3F podcast: faith, family, fatherhood, changing families' destinies one father at a time. I wanted to share something that happened to me recently, kind of a special event in my life. My youngest son turned 21. That's a big deal. And I wanted to talk with him about it. I wanted to see kind of like where his head was at. And so we got together and we talked, and I said, all right, you're 21. You think you a man now? He was like, yeah, I think I'm a man. I think I'm a man. I said, okay. I said, you know something? I said, I'm 58 years old, and I'm still learning that question. I'm still learning how to be a man. And he looked at me like, really? I said, yeah. You never stop learning. You never think you got it down. The minute you think you got it down, you stop learning. Humility is a pathway to wisdom. That's an Ezraism, by the way. If you stay humble, you can keep learning. And I said, I've been listening to this program by one of the local ministers who's excellent, Dr. Fred Wyatt. And he has a program called The Definition of a Man. And I asked my son, I said, what's your definition of a man? That's a powerful question. That's a powerful question to ask somebody. I said, what's your definition of a man? He kind of hesitated. I said, you know, what I'm learning through this series, and I got it from the Speaking Spirit Ministries church. I said, I'm learning that you're not really a man from spiritual principles unless you are a source to somebody else. So what we're learning is, you know, society sees you as a man if you got the big car and the big house, and maybe you got the corner office, or maybe you got all the girls or something like that. But he was saying that according to these real principles that go back even to the Bible, he was saying that you're not really a man unless you're a source to somebody else. And I said, that's what I'm trying to show you with my life. I'm trying to show you a man that's a source. Your daddy wants to be a source to others, first family. I said, why do you think I send you pictures of me surprising my sister on her last day at retirement and bringing her a cake? Because I wanted to be a source to my sister. I wanted to be someone to let her know, look, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've done. And, being a single mother, raising 3 kids by yourself, your little brother is proud of you. Your little brother took off work so he could just come and edify you. Or why do you think I may send you a picture of me, helping my aunt out of the restaurant, and she's leaning on my shoulder and I'm helping carry her a little bit because I'm trying to be a source, in all different kinds of ways. I said, think about you. Think of the things I do for you. I'm trying to be a source, always calling you, always checking on you, talking to you about different things going on in your life. That's what I'm supposed to do as a father. I'm supposed to be a source. I'm not supposed to be selfish. You could be a 50-year-old man, but if you're selfish, you're still a little boy. If you don't have a vision any further than your nose and all you think about is yourself, that's not a man. Not God's eyes. That's a little boy. A real man is supposed to be a source. I told my son this story. I said, son, remember when I bought you that car right after you graduated high school? And he said, yeah. I said, what you don't know is I have been wanting to get myself a car for a long time. So I've been driving kind of ugly cars. And, your daddy's single, and sometimes when you got an ugly car, it can be a little bit of a challenge. He started laughing. I said, son, let me tell you something. Don't tell nobody, right? He said, you ain't gonna tell nobody, right? He said, yeah. I said, look, your daddy had the strategy back in the day, right? When I had an ugly car and I met a female, I'd be like, I gotta make sure she like me before she see the car. I gotta make sure she like me before she see the car. My son started laughing. I said, son, for real, why you laughing? I said, for real. I said, I would take somebody out to the restaurant or something, and my car, it'd be like 2 blocks away. I said, where your car? I'd be like, it's down there. And I just start walking. We go to the restaurant. I said, hey, your daddy gotta be creative. So I said, I was really looking forward to getting myself a car. Finally, to get a nice car. But then I thought about you. I thought about my son. And I thought about how you fought hard to get through high school. And it wasn't easy for you. Everybody's not great in school. You're super smart. That's obvious. But everybody's, the way they process information doesn't necessarily work in a scholastic sense. So you had some challenges there. I remember coming to your house, after 12 hours working, helping you with your homework. It was exhausting. But your mother was going through it, and it wasn't fair for her to go through it by herself. So I was trying to be a source even with her. And so I said, you know what? My son fought hard to get out of high school. Maybe I should get my son a car. And then I went to your school one time, and I went to the principal's office to look for you and to see what class you were in. And the principal said, "Oh, you're Cole Super's daddy." I said, "Yes, I am." Said that with pride, too. And she said, "You know what your son does?" I said, "What?" She says, "There's this kid who's in a wheelchair, and your son comes to the office a couple of times during the day to take that young child to his classes." I said, "Are you kidding me?" She said, "Nope, that's what your son does." I said, "Well, that seals it. Forget me getting a car. I'm going to get my son a car. And I got you a car because I wanted to be a source to you. I wanted you to know how much I appreciate you and how proud I am of you. And that's what fathers do. What if I was just about myself?" And I told him, I said, "I don't want you to be selfish. We will not raise selfish men in this family. It's just not going to happen. The worst thing that can destroy a family is a selfish man, a man who's all about himself. And you won't be like that because I'm going to show you an example of the opposite. And then you see how blessed my life is, right?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So it's because I'm being a source." And I just talked to him about that. And I said, it's so important to not just be in your own world. And I said, a lot of people in your generation, they're just in their own world. How hard is it to just, call grandma and say, "Hey, grandma, just thinking about you, just seeing how you're doing." They don't even think like that. How hard is it to call your mother? There are mothers out here who's giving their whole life for their child, and their child can't even call and check on them. Man, that's not cool. And so think of your father. I was 45 minutes from the Basketball Hall of Fame. Because of you, I drove 45 minutes each way just to get you a t-shirt. Those widgets games we've been going to? I didn't really want to drive 2 hours in DC in traffic to go to a basketball game, but because my son is in basketball, then daddy would do it. That's what being a man is. Being 21 don't make you a man. You are not a man unless you are a source to somebody else. And guys, I'm just saying, these are the kind of conversations we got to have with our children because sometimes they're just so into themselves. It's just like amazing. Like, how are you that much into yourself? Don't think about nobody else. Now, I'm not saying my sons are like that. They're a little different, but they still got some of that, and we got to work on that a little bit. I said, man, be a source to your mother. If you know she's working overtime one day, then why not fix her a nice meal? And then have a surprise for her. How hard is that? I said, do you know your aunt Wanda is fighting cancer for the 4th time? He was like, no, I didn't know. What would a phone call do for her? Be a source. I said, your Auntie Britches has some issues with her hip and her knees, and she has operations coming up. Do you know what it would do to hear a call from you? Be a source. Be a source. He was listening to me. I said, does that make sense to you? He said, yeah, you can do it. He said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a better job. I said, what would happen if you call your grandmother? He said, she called my mama and said she's surprised. I said, exactly, but it'd be a happy surprise. But then I ended the talk with this, the way I always end it. I said, but you need to know this. Your daddy is proud of you. Your daddy is proud of you. I mean, I'm proud of the way you're growing as a young man. I mean, I see you changing. I see you becoming more outgoing. You communicate more now. Even when you play basketball, I see you, doing things where you're more outgoing and that type of thing. And I just want you to know, man, I appreciate that. I love that about you. And I need you to know that I am proud of you. Super, 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 super proud of you, man. And I'm proud to be your father. And he looked at me and he said, I'm proud to be your son. That's how you do it. So many issues in the world come from kids not feeling enough or not feeling good enough, and a lot of times it starts at home. But when you have the love of a father and the mother, it keeps down a lot of emotional and mental issues. So just wanted to share that with you, the importance of talking to our kids. Little man is 21, he ain't little no more, but we still got to keep talking to our kids, regardless of their age. This has been the 3F Podcast. If you like information like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified. We want to help more children have fathers in their life. It's so important, man. It's so important. Like I said before, fathers matter. Thank you.